Wait, I have to open your tier list. Wait a second. Don't start yet.
Oh.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. So we're doing part two now. We're doing the tier list again. Um, and we are about to leave off, picking up where we left off with Sean's ranking of Phantom Hourglass. But before we did that, I wanted to make one edit that I've been thinking about, and that is I wanted to move Ocarina of Time up to S tier.
Really?
I do, yes, because I was thinking about it more and I was like, dude, I think I was too hard on Ocarina of Time. I was nitpicky about the pose,
Mm-hmm.
and I was nitpicky about the user interface, not the
Sure.
user interface, but the um this kind of, I guess, like forecasting to a player about what the game,
You were
what
salty
is
about
inter
hugging a wall for an hour and 45 minutes.
yeah, basically, but there was several instances like that in the game
Yeah.
where there's
No,
trouble
yeah.
with the world interactions. And
And you know what the
I was
best
thinking
part
about it, I
is?
was like, what's that?
The best part is you're not even through the game yet, so you don't know if there are going to be any more like that.
It's gonna get worse.
You don't
You
know
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't know. That's the
yeah,
thing is that you don't know if it's going to get any
right,
worse or if it's going to be just
right,
like that.
yeah.
But
But I was thinking about it and I was like, that stuff doesn't really matter. Like every game is gonna have that kind of stuff where you're not gonna really understand how interactions work and all that kind of stuff. But
dude, if I
like,
had to rank Dark Souls right now, I feel the same way with Dark Souls. Like that game
right,
tells you nothing. They didn't tell me how to like do
right.
anything. If I didn't have chat, the game would be completely different.
But it would be disingenuous of me to take all of that and say I therefore knock Ocarina out of S tier. I mean, it's Ocarina of Time.
I don't think
It's
it's
the
completely invalid to
to put it in A.
yeah. I think it's perfectly valid to take your grievances and apply them in such a way that it demotes something. If it was a big enough deal for you, I completely understand it.
Dude,
Completely.
I appreciate that reinforcement.
If it's a
I
big enough
appreciate that.
deal, I completely understand it.
And you know what? These things are okay. Fine. All right. You talked me out of it. I'll put it back in A.
Okay. I mean, you can put it in S if that's
All right. I'll
really
put it back in S.
okay. I mean,
But
I think it deserves to be in S, but the fact that you had that issue is to not be discredited.
I appreciate that. And that's, the kind of thing is like you have to consider the tier list from everyone's perspectives are going to be different. And there are some generally right answers and there are some generally wrong answers. For example, um Tears of the Kingdom is a good game.
I agree.
It would be the right answer is to put it in a higher tier. The wrong answer is to put it in a low tier. So,
Right.
there's some general things, but within the high tiers, where does it go? Within the low tiers, where does it not go?
Right.
That's a
Like it's not
you
F
know,
by any stretch.
right, right. Putting it F tier is just like that's a wrong answer.
Right. That is a
But
wrong answer.
but as saying does Tears of the Kingdom go in B tier or A tier, or even S tier?
It's acceptable.
There's more wiggle room there, and I think
Sure.
Ocarina of Time, same thing. S tier, A tier, not F tier, but So anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's a range. There's a range of like this is an acceptable pick.
Yeah.
This is like if you have a game that's a really good quality game, but it's not the best, you might put it in A, B, or C, but you're probably not putting it in D. If you have a mid game, B, C, or D, you're probably not putting it at A. You're probably not putting it F. So, uh, but if you put it outside of those kind of boundaries, it's kind of like, it's kind of an L take.
Sure.
Anyway, so I wanted to move it up to S because I do feel like it does deserve S, even if if I'm salty about my own difficulty playing it,
Right.
like that doesn't matter. Like the music is still fantastic, the dungeons are still fantastic, uh,
The core parts
the
of the game.
yes, and of course the story is fantastic.
Yep.
The items are pretty great.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually, I think Ocarina of Time has some of the best items. Uh,
yeah,
Even though there are some that I literally never use.
I think the best items the best game with the best items would be Majora's Mask because the mask system is, I think, unmatched
The
in
mask
terms of
system was
items.
very good.
Yeah,
The
but
mask system was very good. But I mean, like the bow or the slingshot, those kinds of items.
right, the hammer,
Yeah, the hammer.
yeah, there's kinds of the claw shot. There are games that don't have this kind of stuff.
Bro, double claw shots, fire.
Bro, the double claw shots, best maneuver focused item in Zelda history
Correct.
is double claw shots.
Correct. It's the double claw shots
Right.
for sure.
You can say stuff if you could say stuff about like best like damage based items in the games, like typically those kinds of things are going to focus on like damage per second or what's the strongest enemy you can one shot or how quickly can you kill an enemy that's really
Yeah,
strong or whatever. But you're like, dude, when we're talking about maneuver,
dude,
it's just like
it's just
what makes
fun.
you feel fun.
Yeah, it's just fun. I'm like Spider Man.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Anytime the game was like, "Hey, it's time to use the double claw shots," I was like, "Yes, please more."
It really does make you feel like Spider-Man, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. The Sky Temple,
Yeah.
literally one of
City in the Sky.
that's the one.
Great.
One of the best temples I think of all time. Certainly has
Yeah.
one of the best boss fights of all time.
A great boss fight.
Certainly has one of the best boss fights of all
Bit of
time.
a Shadow of the Colossus ripoff, but yes, very good.
Hey, if it's a great game,
Who
why
cares if it's a ripoff?
why not rip it off?
Yeah.
If it works so well for them, it's probably going to work well for us. And you know what? It did.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm there, dude.
All right. Was that the only
All right.
adjustment?
That was the only adjustment I had to
All
make.
right. I have also come up with an adjustment.
Oh, did you do this on the fly, or were you thinking about this?
I
a couple
did
days
this the day after we did the first one. Recorded the
ago? All right.
first one.
What's your adjustment?
My adjustment is... I don't know. Actually, looking at my tier list, I like where it is.
All right.
I will
well,
say...
what
I
were
will
you
bring up
thinking
the
about?
point that I
were you
came to. The thing
Yeah.
is, I was determining whether or not Tears of the Kingdom should be ranked higher on my list. It's A right now. I was determining whether or not it should be ranked higher. And then I thought, because I know we haven't ranked Breath of the Wild yet, so I'm not going to say where I'm going to put it for terms of spoilers, but I think that I will say this. I think if Tears of the Kingdom released first, we would think of it as a better and maybe not a better version, or I think we would think more highly of it
Oh, I see what you're saying.
than Breath of the Wild.
I see what you're saying.
In fact, I think if Tears of the Kingdom came out first, Breath of the Wild would pale in comparison.
Damn, dude.
But the fact that it did not, it hurts it. It hurts it.
Dude, you're right though, because we're talking about.
I know I'm right. That's the thing. I thought about this, and I've been waiting to say this.
Think about
this.
what.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, dude. You're persuading me, dude. Like, think about like when you think about what makes Breath of the Wild such a good game, wouldn't it be true to say that those things also apply to Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes, and not
and then,
only do they apply
but Tears
to
of the Kingdom
Tears
has
of the
some
Kingdom,
better points.
they do it better.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom does
Like
it better. Like, if you were to go from the temples in Tears of the Kingdom to the temples in Breath of the Wild, you'd say Breath of the Wild is garbage.
Yeah, if this was released in a different order, we'd say that why did they drop off on the dungeons?
Yes, we would say, why did they do this?
Why did they remove the whole sky and the whole depth?
Right, like, what happened?
Okay, hold on.
Actually, I'd be okay with in this kind of
Now that I'm thinking about this, now I'm starting to say in my head, now hold on, we can't compare games based on release differences, because if we were to do this, then we could just as easily say, well, imagine if Tears of the Kingdom released before Ocarina of Time, if they were switched. You'd be like, why are the graphics ass? Why can't you do it in any order you want to?
Okay, I have a counter to your
Why can't
proposal.
you fast travel to anywhere in the world? Why is the world so much smaller?
And I have a counter to your proposal.
All right.
The reason that we can compare these two is that they are part of the very rare occurrence in the Zelda franchise of a direct sequel. And so, because of that, we can make this comparison. The last time... Now, comparing them to something outside of the direct sequel, like you were just comparing it to Ocarina, that's not fair. But I can compare the first one to the second one if they're direct sequels. Like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those are direct sequels. They can be compared. They can be compared. That being said, I still don't think Majora's Mask would outperform Ocarina if it came first. I still think it would be better for Ocarina, no matter where you put it.
You think Ocarina is better than Majora?
I do. I think Ocarina would win out. But
I have it on my list, and I feel this way. I think Phantom is better than Spirit Tracks. So
sure, you can compare that one. That's not a direct sequel, but it's close enough.
It is a direct sequel.
You're right. It absolutely is. It's been a very long time since I've played Spirit Tracks.
That's okay.
So
That's
you are
okay.
absolutely right.
You know what? I'm okay with saying Tears of the Kingdom is not as good as Breath of the Wild. I feel hearing this, I'm like, you've made some good points, but I still think Breath of the Wild is better.
And my point is, I think we think Breath of the Wild is better only because it came first.
And
it was just a thought that came to my
head. I think that's a worthy thing to consider, but I'm starting to doubt that claim now that I'm thinking about it more deeply.
Okay.
I definitely think the dungeons are better, but a Zelda game is more than its dungeons.
Yeah, it is.
Especially Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I think that I'm not going to try to convince you.
Ocarina of Time is like all dungeon. Like that. If the dungeons sucked in Ocarina of Time, this game would have flopped.
It is, yeah.
But like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, dungeons are like 5% of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're still important.
In Breath of the Wild, I've probably put over 1,000 hours in that game. I've probably spent like 6 in a single playthrough in the collective total of the 4 dungeons.
Oh, I put in way less than that.
Even over the course of multiple save files?
No, probably over all the playthroughs.
Yeah.
Probably over all the playthroughs.
Anyway. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. It was just a point. I thought about it. I think that if Tears of the Kingdom came out first, it would overshadow Breath of the Wild by a lot. And so that's why I thought about changing my ranking of it.
But you know what? I have to, even if they are a pair, I still have to consider that if the games come out later, the bar has been set previously, so they have to meet or exceed the bar. Right. Ocarina of Time has to be better than Zelda 1 in every way, or else it doesn't stand a chance when you compare it to Zelda 1.
Right, yeah.
Because the time difference necessitates that the game just has to be better. Otherwise, I'm just going to go play the game from 15 years ago.
Right. Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. This is the whole point of why Tears of the Kingdom is a brand new game, and I'm still playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to be real.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, now it's my turn to Phantom Hourglass. I just recently replayed Phantom Hourglass, 100% it for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will still say to this date, this is the hardest final boss of all time.
Seriously?
Yeah, because that drawing mechanic, I can't do it.
Rough.
I cannot do it. I had to give you my DS to beat the final boss. Because I remember that. I couldn't draw the figure 8 they wanted me to draw. And I still cannot comprehend how my figure 8 was not accepted. And then I watched you do the exact same thing that I did. And then they took yours every time. I could not believe what I was seeing. The game itself is it's fun. I think the game is a true successor to Wind Waker. It's a lot of fun. The 100% is very simple. The graphics, it's on a DS. What do you expect? The size of the game is not huge. I like the sizing of this game better than Wind Waker. The temples were fun. The movement was fun. Being able to control Link with the stylus, it was fun. It was unique. I think it's a perfectly average game, maybe a little better. So I'm gonna put this in B tier.
Oh, dude, right with me.
I think it's a average game. I don't know that the game has anything that it excels in to put it higher than B tier, but I don't think the game does anything bad either.
Fair.
So yeah,
totally fair.
That's my Spirit Tracks. Nope, that's my Phantom Hourglass.
There you go.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
All right.
Link's crossbow training. Link's crossbow training, huh? Where is that? There it is. Link's crossbow training. All right.
You want to do it or do you want me to do it?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I played Link's crossbow training, actually. Which is fun. It was a small game that had like 3, maybe 4 different levels to it. And did you ever play it?
I'll get there. But
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I want to know if I should explain it if you never played it. But
why don't you explain it for our audience?
Okay, sure. There was in Twilight Princess. There's the river game where you would go down it at Hyrule. Zora River.
Zora River.
Yeah, you'd go down Zora River and you would shoot things with bomb arrows and blow stuff up for score and points. And you would get rewarded with like a heart piece.
I liked that minigame.
And a free bomb bag, which was great because that game I use bombs all day long.
Yeah.
So in Link's crossbow training, it's a separate entity that takes place in the Twilight Princess universe. But all you do is do these river games. You do them like 4 times, and once you're done with it, that's it. And the game came with when you bought it, or however you got it. It came with, if you bought it officially, a gun that was provided by Nintendo for you to put your Wii remote and nunchuck into, and you can control it.
I remember that.
By pointing it with the gun. And that was like the whole selling point. Is like you can shoot as Link. And it was fun. The game itself, there was no story, there was no lore, there were 2 characters. It was Link and the lady and the river lady, and that was it. And the levels, I mean, they were fine. I beat this game in probably 20, 30 minutes. Even when I was
nice.
like 10.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't hard by any stretch of the imagination, but it was unique. It was fun to be able to shoot a crossbow as Link, and Link actually had a crossbow, which he never has. So, it was interesting. Out of everything that I've played, I would put this... I would still rather play this than Zelda 2.
Okay.
So, I'm going to put this above... I'm going to put it in F tier, just because it's not really a game.
Yeah.
But, I still would rather play it than Zelda 2.
Sure. That's pretty wild that you would still rather play that than Zelda 2.
I would still rather play that than Zelda 2. I would rather spend 30 minutes, beat all 4 levels of that, than go play Zelda 2.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, for me, so I did not play crossbow training.
I see.
I've never played it, but I owned it.
Oh, did you?
I owned it. I got it. I think when I bought the Wii, when I was a kid. I think it came bundled with the Wii or something.
Oh, did
Uh,
it?
yeah, as did the gun that you were talking about, the plastic gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and but I never played the thing. I had it, um, and I had it all the way up until this year.
You got rid of it this
Um,
year?
yeah, literally like in the spring, my sister came over to my parents' house, was sorting through some CDs and DVDs and stuff, and she found it in a stack of stuff. It was still in its original sleeve that it came in
Yeah.
with the art and
Yep.
the
Yep.
description on the back. Still had it, never been used. And she apparently she was with a friend of hers, and her friend had asked if she could have it, and I had never played it, and so I was like, "Yeah, you can have it."
There you go.
And I gave it away to my sister's friend. So clearly, because of that, I can't put it in unplayed. I have to put it in won't play because I had it for over 10 years, probably 15 years, and never played it. I had plenty of opportunity, and I never played it.
Fair.
So clearly, my actions speak loud. I could tell you, I want to play it, but I put it off for 15 years.
You did.
So I
Yo,
don't think I want to play it.
I have it.
Yeah.
I have it if you
Uh,
want to play it, bro.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
My wife just walked in.
Okay. I have it. All you gotta do is pull up. Mm. No, I have it. I just don't know where it is. But I have it. There's a difference. It has been 20 minutes. We have ranked one game.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right, sorry. Yeah. So that's where I'm gonna put it.
Okay. All right, next.
Listen, it's been 20 minutes, not because we've ranked one game, but we've actually had to make some adjustments to the tier list.
No, all I said was we've only ranked one game. That's it.
All right,
I'm just pointing it out.
fine. All right, fine.
Okay, Four Swords
Okay.
Adventures. Four Swords, no. Where's Four Swords Adventures? There we go.
Okay.
Alright.
So-
You go first.
Yeah, so I think with Four Swords Adventures, I think this game is first of all, I think it's an improvement from Four Swords. So I haven't played this game, so I'm gonna put it in unplayed, but I'm not opposed to playing it in the future. Uh, this game is an improvement from Four Swords, but that's because Four Swords was really just more of a DLC um, for the game it originally came with, which can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. Um, back in the day,
It's probably
Back
the
in the
Minish
day-
Cap.
actually I think it was before that, but
Oh,
yeah. But long story short, this game has some potential for it to be, a mid-tier game. I don't think this is a top-tier game or a high-tier game, but um, everything I've seen from it seems like it's not that bad. Doesn't mean that is, up there with the greats, but not that bad.
okay. Alright. Now, I have played Four Swords Adventures. I played it on the 3DS.
Okay.
And it was like a download. You could just download it. It
Mhm.
might have been like $2.
Oh, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean it was like nothing. So I downloaded it. I played it. Either I'm not remembering correctly, or I beat the game in like 45 minutes. So, I mean, I even looked it up afterwards to see if I actually just beat the game. And I did, in fact, just beat the final boss in like 45 minutes.
Body.
Yeah, that's the one.
Did you fight Ganondorf or Ganon?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I did. And so I think I beat the game in like 45 minutes. I remember nothing about it other than me being like, "It's over. I beat it already." Like it didn't even feel like a game. Like it felt like a demo.
Sure.
And I'm like, "What? Really?" So I guess it was a game. I don't know. I finished the game with like 4 hearts in like 45 minutes. So I have played it. I don't think it was good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think it was good because I beat it in 45 minutes. I don't think there was any challenge. I don't remember anything about the game other than me saying it's over.
Well, then consider me less interested in playing it then.
Yeah, so I'm putting it in F tier, and
Okay.
I'm actually going to put it at the bottom of F tier.
That's fair, dude.
I would rather play, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I would not rather
play Zelda 2.
I would not rather play Zelda 2, but I will say at least Zelda 2 was a full game.
Yeah, it was a very full game.
At least Zelda 2 was a full game. So I didn't think it was very good at all. Actually, I put it as the worst one in the game so far. Yeah.
There you go, dude. There you go.
All right, well, next. Link. What is this? Link.
The Faces of Evil.
The Faces of Evil. Evil! Alright, well, I guess... Do you go first or do I go first?
I went first last time.
Okay, then I'll go first. What is the game? The Faces of Evil?
Evil!
Is this... Okay. On deck, The Faces of Evil. Alright, well, I have never played it. I won't play it. So there you go. There's not much to say.
I have not played it. For people who don't know, this is a CDI game. This
is
a Zelda game. Yeah, this is a Zelda game that released on the PC.
Oh.
And, well, at least I think CDI is PC. Could be wrong about that. I don't even know. But let me tell you.
I think that's computer discs.
Yeah.
Back in the day. They don't make those
What
anymore.
I'm telling you is of all everybody who has played this says it is crap. I think Morshu is from this game.
Who?
This guy. Yeah, it is from Link: The Faces of Evil.
What is that?
This guy is Morshu.
Who is that? What is this?
RTX on.
This is cursed.
Morshu is a shopkeeper from this game, and he became a pretty big meme a couple years ago.
Did he?
About in 2021. Yeah, we'll have to play the original.
I don't get memes. So.
Rope?
What?
Lamp oil. Rope? Bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies. Sorry, Link. I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little, richer.
So, this...
Okay.
This like...
Can you send me the link to that?
Seeing ads? Here's how to get rid.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Could you send me the link to that video?
Yeah, I can.
And this one
So,
too.
that, like, that became a huge meme about 3 years ago. And those are the only dialogue lines for Morshu. And people clearly have expanded his dialogue
Clearly.
from taking samples.
Yeah. Can you send me the link to this too?
Why?
So I can put it in the comments for copyright?
Oh,
Or
okay.
in the description for copyright? And the last one too?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
You can just put it in Discord.
Yeah.
Send it to me personally. Or put it in the lobby, I guess.
Oh, I put it in the lobby.
Doesn't matter. Did you put both in there?
Putting the other one in a second.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, there we are.
Okay, well,
So that's what this game is known for, basically, is Morshu.
I'll take your word for it.
But that's not a very remarkable reason to be known for anything.
No.
And the guy only has 2 lines, so I'm putting him in the won't play either.
That's a good choice. All right, what
Yeah.
else we got? Okay, Zelda's Adventure. I don't know what that is. Is it this? No, that's Wand of Gamelon. Where is Zelda's Adventure?
You can scroll, bro.
I got it. I found it. There's Zelda's Adventure.
So this is also a CDI game, and I also won't play that either.
And that's all that needs to be said.
Yep.
Yep, me neither. Next. Wow! Okay, Minish Cap.
A real game.
A real game. Oops.
I know it's your turn to go first, but I'm gonna go ahead and go first.
Okay, sure.
I haven't played this one, but unlike the others, I would be willing to play this one. So I'm gonna put it in unplayed.
Okay.
That's my answer.
All right. There you go. I didn't even show that. I just didn't really need to.
Yep.
I have not played it either, so I'm going to put it in haven't played. That being said, I have heard this game is fantastic.
I've heard a lot of positive things about Minish Cap.
I've heard this game is fantastic. So not only would I be willing to play it, I'm certain I will be playing it within the next 5 years.
Wow. 5 years.
Within.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next. Not much to talk about when there's nothing to talk about.
That's true.
Give me Tingle. I want Tingle.
Oh, we're gonna
This is good too.
Gamelon.
This is good too.
Hey, every time we get these is one more that we could just take off the board.
Yeah, Wand of Gamelon. All right, haven't played it. Have no intentions to play it. There you go.
I'm with you there.
All right. Next, give me Tingle. Give me Tingle. No, I want Tingle.
Oh.
No, I want Tingle. Okay, well, we got Majora's Mask.
How do you want Tingle?
Because I'm going to do something dang with him. All right, so Majora's Mask. Is it my turn to go first or yours?
Majora's Mask. Well, I have not played it. So, but you bet your ass I am going to play this game. Of everything in the unplayed tier list for me, this is the top of the list.
You should put it at the top.
This is the... There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to put Adventure... you know what? I'll organize it. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to organize one play. They're all equally bad.
Garbage.
But...
Hey, no, you should put Crossroad Training at the top.
Yeah, okay, fair. I will do that. I'll put Tingle's Balloon Fight at the bottom. We'll do like that.
There you go. Sure.
We'll do like this.
Yeah. The two Zelda ones right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Yeah, dude. This is like the last game I'm gonna play on here is Balloon Trip of Love.
I would rather play Tingle's Balloon Fight.
Yeah, me too. Actually, it's not a fight. He says fight.
It's got the word fight in it, you know? It's got to be at least a little interesting.
Balloon fight sounds better than Trip of Love.
It does. For sure. For sure.
All right. But yeah, Majora's Mask is the top of the list. This is the game I am anticipating that I'm going to put as a very high tier. I don't think that I am going to put it anywhere besides S and A tier. I think Majora's Mask is destined to go in one of those tiers when I've played it.
Okay.
So that's my 2 cents on Majora's Mask.
All right. Not much to say when you haven't played it, you know.
Yeah.
That being said, I have played it.
Now, how many times have you played it?
I have played it twice.
You've played it twice.
I've played it twice.
The first time?
When
was the first time?
The first time I played it, I was like, I don't know, 9, 10.
And the second time?
And the second time, I was like
Were you in college?
22,
You were in college,
maybe.
or you were just out?
Maybe. Might have been during COVID. I don't remember.
All right.
No, I've played it 3 times. I've played it 3 times. So there was the
You
one.
played it in high school?
There was the one in the middle, and there was the one when I played it on the road to Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah. You did play it on Road to Tears of the Kingdom.
So I've played it 3 times. I've 100%ed it twice.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, the first time I played this game, I hated it. I hated it. And I'll tell you why I hated it. Because I could not, for the life of me, figure out where to go. I could not figure out how to do the next thing I needed to do. I could figure out how to do the first temple, and then after that, I was stuck forever. Could not do anything.
To your credit, you were 9.
Yeah, I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, so your brain wasn't fully big enough yet.
But I had also beaten the water temple of Ocarina at this point.
Right. That means you're good at puzzle solving, but that doesn't necessarily mean you know which direction to go next.
Right, and the fact that I couldn't figure out where to go next was like a puzzle to me, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I mean, I talked to everybody that I could find, and I was like, help me. And they were like, no. I could not, for the life of me,
Did you talk to your brother about it?
No, everybody in the game.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in real life. You were like asking around friends. And
No,
stuff.
in the game, I was like, guys, where do I go? And they were like, I don't know. And so I don't think I ever finished it at that point. I think I got to where I couldn't get to any further and then stopped.
Dude, I gotta tell you, there's something really satisfying about returning to something that you couldn't complete as a child and just smoking past it.
Yeah. When I played it, in the middle time that I played it, I not only did I play it, but I had a great time playing it. It was fantastic. I didn't get stuck in, where do I need to go? I did not have to look anything up. I found everything, except I did look up at the very end to make sure that I had done everything right before continuing. Because it, to me, at that point in the game, felt like a point of no return. And I didn't want to have to do the game again.
You didn't want to break that.
Right. I didn't want to have to, have a problem where it's, point of no return and, oh, by the way, you forgot to go talk to this guy. And I'm like, oh, it's too late now. So
Kind of like Tears of the Kingdom when you're like, do I go to the castle right now? I'm worried about going to the castle. I'm worried the game's gonna end and I'm not ready for the game to end yet.
Right. Like it's like this is a point of no return. Even when a game pops up and says this is the point of no return, I'm like, ooh, did I do everything that I wanted to do? So when it felt like that, it came to that point. I was like, all right, I gotta look this up, make sure I'm doing it right. I was doing it right, which is good. And then I beat it for like the first time ever. And when I was done with it, I was like, wow, that was like good. Like my opinion of the game, I went into it with the opinion of the game of, I did not like this game. This game was bad, last I had recalled. And by the end of the game, I was like, wow, this was a good game.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was like, wow, this is a good game. And I feel as though time, after playing it, or at least time has done this game justice. I believe this game has only gotten better with time. Now, much like... never mind, because I don't want to give you spoilers. But,
I mean, I know how the game
oh, do you?
goes. Yeah.
Okay, so much like Breath of the Wild, there are, the four temples.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's not a lot of temples.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was just enough for that game. It felt like it was just enough for that game.
I think games are better when they have more temples.
I think games are better when they have more temples too, but I will say I think these are some of the best designed temples that I might have ever seen. Like, there's one of the temples in there that is so well made that it might not compare to any of the temples we've seen since. It might be up there. Like, it's up there on that list. It's a really, really good temple.
Which one?
The stone...
Is it Stone Tower?
Yeah, it's the one.
Yeah. That's the one everybody talks about.
That's the one. That one is... And for good reason. When you get there, you will know. You will know why they say that.
I already know.
Yeah, so you know, but it's different when you're playing it, though.
Oh, dude, I'm with you there. Dude, I already know. I know enough about this game to know that I'm going to love this game.
Oh, yeah. It's a great game. I am so excited for you to finish Ocarina of Time so you can play that.
Yes.
It's a fantastic game.
Yes.
And it seems to only get better with time. And because of that, you know, the fact that it was so good, and I've had, you know, years to sit on it, I'm putting this game in S tier.
Sure.
And I'm heavily considering whether or not to put it above Ocarina right now. Heavily considering it.
A lot of people put it above Ocarina.
Yeah, I know. I'm heavily considering it, but I think...
I think when I've played it, I will put it above Ocarina.
You definitely might. I think that Ocarina of Time built the stage for Majora's Mask to run on.
Yeah, Ocarina walked so Majora could run.
For sure. That being said, I do like you pointed out, that there's only 4 temples, and that there are many more temples in Ocarina.
Yeah, more than double.
Right, and so I am a temple lover.
Yep.
And I think some of the mechanics, like the mask mechanic, was fantastic.
Dude, side note, I'm telling you, bro, I think you would like Skyrim, bro, because you just said you're a dungeon. You love dungeons.
Yeah, I'm a temple lover.
I think, dude, Skyrim has hundreds. There's at least 100 dungeons. You might really like that game.
That might be too many.
You're right. It is a lot. That
might be too many. But
Skyrim is the only game I've ever gotten a platinum trophy for on PlayStation. So.
Oh my gosh.
It took a lot of work.
I'm sure it did.
Anyway, you were saying.
I think Ocarina, for me, is still better because for me, Ocarina was really the first Zelda game that I ever played. And much less only played, it was the first one I ever beat.
Ocarina was?
Yeah. And I remember my brother telling me, this game is hard. This game is hard for, like, adults. You were going to have a hard time. I was, like, 7. He was
Ocarina of Time? You said that about Ocarina?
Yeah. He was like, this game is hard, and I will not help you. He straight up was like, I will not help you. This is probably why I like challenging things like Dark Souls. Because he's like, I'm not going to give you any help.
You kind of liked that. You kind of liked it when
it was a challenge.
Yeah. Dude, I struggle with Ocarina, and I am older than your brother was when he told you that.
For sure, yeah, by a lot.
Yeah, by at least 10 years. Maybe not.
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm 10 years older than he was when he told you this game is hard. And it's adults struggle, and yeah, dude, adults struggle.
Yeah, it's a hard game. He was not joking. And lo and behold, like everybody else, I got stuck in the water temple. Except my stuckage in the water temple lasted for years.
Dude, I am not ready for the water temple.
You're so not ready for the water temple.
Infamy.
Infamy. I was stuck in the water temple for years. And I'm not exaggerating.
No other game has done that.
Not one. No other game has said, go get good for years. Not one.
It turned a boy into a man.
It did. It did. But I did eventually beat it. And
now compare that to Majora's Mask.
Okay. How?
I don't think any of the 4 temples were like that.
They're not. None of the 4 temples in Majora's Mask were like that. In the sense of it took me years. It took me days. Right? It took me hours. which in current standard for a Zelda game is really good. That it took me hours. But it's not as intensive as it was. Now, I will say, you know how we were talking about how Majora's Mask is ranked, the temples were, I thought they were well designed.
Yeah.
I think some of the temples in Ocarina were not designed as well.
That I agree with you.
Were not designed as well. I think probably the Deku Tree is a very well designed one for a starter, for sure. And I think that the temple you haven't been in yet, the Spirit Temple.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the best temple in the game. Was the Spirit Temple.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And best as in well designed.
Yeah, dude.
It was so good. And so I don't think I could put Majora's Mask above Ocarina because of that youth factor. I will say, if the roles were reversed, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, then Majora's Mask would for sure be up there, I think. But because of the order I played them in, I think I have to put Ocarina first.
I understand.
So, Majora's Mask, fantastic game. I can't wait for you to play it.
All right.
S tier. Number 2 in S tier.
S tier. Yeah, I think I'm going to put Majora in S tier someday.
I think you will too. I think you will too. What's next?
Wow.
Oh, another one. We're getting into real games now. Skyward...
Yeah, we're getting into the good stuff.
Yeah, we're getting into the real games now. Where's Skyward Sword? All right, Skyward Sword. I think... yeah, it's my turn to go first. I loved Skyward Sword. You know, we've talked about Skyward Sword and comparing it to, you know, Twilight Princess and all the other links out there, and how this one is more of the teenage dream romance kind of story plot. You know, at least that's his motivation. You know, Link's power of boners is very strong in this game.
Okay. I guess you're right.
I mean, yeah, it is. But in this game, I will say that I think this game, above any other game, has the best storytelling out of any other game in the franchise. Like, if there is a game, if someone comes up to me and says, I want to play a Zelda game for the first time, first one ever, which one should I play? And I ask them, do you want something difficult, or, you know, what are you a big fan of? And they tell me they're a big fan of story. I'm sending them straight to Skyward Sword. I think Skyward Sword really excelled in the story aspect of this game. The gameplay, you know, was very similar to Twilight Princess in the sense that you use your Wii remote to, you know, decide where Link slashes. I think it was a little better than Twilight Princess because you had actual control in this game of whether he went up, down, left, right, slashing diagonally. You had more control over which direction he was slashing, whereas in Twilight Princess it was a combination of your stick and buttons that determined which way you would attack. I liked that. I thought it was pretty good. When it worked, I thought it was pretty good. When it didn't work, I thought it was extremely frustrating. The double claw shots are in this game, so it automatically raises it to high status. I think the items in this game are pretty good. I don't think, you know, they're the best, but I do think they're pretty good. I think it gives us the best item of all time in the Gust Bellows. That's a joke, by the way.
Okay, I was holding my tongue. I'm like, when you said that, I literally rolled my eyes. I was like, I don't think that's a good item.
That was a joke.
All right, well, glad we don't have to talk about that then.
Yeah. But that
You
joke
said that,
aside,
and you said that, and I just shut up. I was like, oh.
that's so funny.
Oh.
I think the final boss in this fight was revolutionary for the time. I mean, when you go for the final kill on the final hit, you hit him with that Twilight Princess finisher. And then
With lightning.
With lightning, and then you think you got him, and he rolls out of the way.
Yes.
I was stunned. I could not believe he just rolled. That's like Ganondorf Flurry Rush and Flurry Rush.
Dude, I think prior to Tears of the Kingdom, I think Skyward Sword had the best
boss fight. Yeah, I agree. Yes. I mean, he rolled out of the way. Like, no boss has ever done that. Like, Ganondorf, when you get him on the ground, he's just like, in Twilight Princess, I mean. He's like, and then you stab him in the chest, and you're done with it. But this guy, you go for that same move, and Nintendo knew you were going to try that. Right? Nintendo knew. They designed it. We're like, yeah, you guys think you're going to get him. And then there's like, he's like, yeet, and then he rolls out the way. And it's stunning to me how jaw-dropping that event was, how revolutionary it was when he did that.
Yeah, dude.
Like, we're still talking about
the lightning when he does like a triple front flip to leap into the air to strike down, and the lightning strikes the blade as it's coming in, and then he dodges that. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Now, I will say that game, I think, was very easy in the sense of that game allowed you to make a potion that literally made you invincible for like 4 minutes. Unable to get damaged for like 4 minutes. And the first time I ever fought Demise, I went in with 4 of those. 3 of them, actually. I had 3 of them in a fairy, just in case. And so, he never touched me. I beat him in like 2 minutes. He never hit me with damage because, obviously, I had infinite health. Could not get hurt. But when you don't use that, I think that's when the boss fight excels. This game had a boss rush, which I loved. I loved the boss rush.
I love boss rushes. I think boss rushes are fun.
I think boss rushes are fun. I really liked this one. I liked the way Link ran. This was the first game that introduced a stamina bar. I'm kind of on the stamina bar. I kind of wish they didn't do that. But I do like the swimming in this game. I think the swimming in this game was pretty good. It felt smooth. I got a lot of good things to say about it. I think the story is fantastic. I'm gonna put it in A tier, and I'll leave it right where it is. I'll put Tears of the Kingdom above Skyward Sword. Okay. Plus, this one started the whole timeline. I mean, you saw the birth of the Master Sword. It was a whole quest. I mean, it was fantastic. Literally, both of my games right now in A tier, you saw the birth of the Master Sword and the death of the Master Sword. That's pretty beautiful when you think about it. Okay, I'm putting it in A. I liked the harp. I thought the music in this game was fantastic. Having it be the reverse, having the main theme be the reverse of Zelda's Lullaby.
Zelda's Lullaby.
When you showed me that for the first time, I was stunned.
Wait, I showed you that?
Yes, I did not know that. You showed me this. We were in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know this. You told me that, and I was like, what? And you showed me. You pulled out the iPad. We were in high school. You pulled out the iPad.
Hold on, dude. I'm getting a call.
Ah, okay. How dare they? How dare they call? I'm in the middle of a story. Talking about Zelda.
Hey, dude, sorry.
Welcome back.
I have to go for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, really?
Yeah, being interrupted by my landlord.
The landlord? All right. That's kind of important.
All right. Yeah. I'll be back in maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe we could, I don't know, whatever you want to do with that.
Okay. Well, if you're still here,
Right.
then if you come back, then we can talk about what to do.
I will come back.
Okay, great.
All right.